Imagine paradise, a perfect family vacation, a blissful escape from the worries of the world, set against the stunning sun-drenched backdrop of Thailand. The sun is warm on your skin. The crystal clear water of the pool is inviting. The innocent laughter of your children fills the air. Every single moment feels like a cherished memory in the making, a perfect picture of happiness. Now, imagine it all being erased in a single, terrifying, world-shattering instant, swallowed by the immense, unforgiving power of the sea. This is the harrowing true story of a family that faced the unthinkable, a family that stared directly into the abyss, and somehow, against all odds, survived the impossible. December 26, 2004, a day that began in absolute peace. Maria, Henry, and their 3 sons are relaxing by the resort pool, a perfect, tranquil moment of family connection that is suddenly and brutally shattered by a deep, ominous rumble. A sound that seems to come not from the sky, but from the very core of the earth itself. A vibration felt deep in your bones. The ground trembles violently. The towering palm trees bend as if struck by an invisible hurricane. A collective gasp of confusion and fear ripples through the crowd. And then they see it. On the horizon, a colossal wall of dark churning water, a monstrous tsunami, rising higher and higher, a horrifying, unstoppable beast of nature, crashing towards them with unimaginable world-ending force. There is no time to think, no time to run, no time to even scream. Chaos, terror. The world is swallowed whole by the violent, churning sea. Maria is dragged into a brutal underwater vortex of twisted metal, shattered wood, and splintered debris. She is tossed and turned, her body battered and broken. She fights. She claws her way toward a light that seems miles away. Her lungs burning for air, she finally breaks the surface, gasping, choking, and finds herself utterly alone in a vast brown sea of total and absolute destruction. She screams for her family, for her husband Henry, for her children. Her voice is raw with terror. Only the horrifying, deafening sound of rushing water answers back. In that single, soul-crushing moment, she believes she has lost everything. But then, through the devastation, a small figure, a flash of yellow shorts, clinging to life amidst the wreckage. It's her oldest son, Lucas. Fueled by a mother's fierce primal love, a strength she never knew she possessed, she swims towards him. She ignores a gruesome, life-threatening injury to her leg, a wound so deep it should have paralyzed her. When they finally reach each other, they hold on tight, a heartbreaking image of terror and profound, desperate relief. Clinging to a floating tree trunk, they are adrift in the raging currents. Lucas is terrified, a child thrown into a waking nightmare. But Maria, through her own agony, summons. As the deadly waters slowly recede, they begin a desperate journey through a landscape of ruin. A world that was paradise just hours ago is now a wasteland. Maria's leg is a horrific sight, but she pushes through the pain, step by agonizing step. She has to, for him. Along the way, they hear the faint cries of another child, lost and alone. Despite the danger, despite her own suffering, Maria insists they help. In the middle of hell on earth, she teaches her son a profound lesson in humanity. They find a little boy, Daniel, and carry him with them, eventually finding a fragile, temporary refuge high up in a massive tree, waiting for a miracle. Hours later, they are found. Maria is rushed to a makeshift field hospital, a place of pure, unfiltered chaos. The injured, the dying, the dead. The air is thick with the sounds of pain and the stench of despair. Here, in this crucible of suffering, Lucas is forced to grow up. His mother, barely able to speak, her life fading, asks him to go help others find their loved ones. He walks through the crowded, nightmarish hospital, and in a small act of grace, he reunites a father with his son. He feels a surge of pride, a flicker of purpose in the madness, and rushes back to tell his mom, only to find her bed empty. He panics. He screams for her, his young voice cracking with terror, his heart shattering into a million pieces, convinced he has lost her forever. Come while Henry, the father, has miraculously survived. With him are their 2 younger sons, Thomas and Simon. His heart is broken, but he makes an impossible choice, a choice no parent should ever have to make. He sends his young boys with a rescue team to the relative safety of the mountains, while he stays behind to search for Maria and Lucas. In a gut-wrenching farewell, he looks into their terrified eyes and promises, "I will find them. I will come back." He begins a desperate search, his face a mask of grief. He wanders through the wreckage, a ghost in his own shattered life, calling their names into the void, his hope a flickering candle in a hurricane. Now, 3 worlds of pain exist at once. Maria, fighting for her life on an operating table, slipping away. Lucas, alone, broken, believing his mother is gone. And Henry, desperately searching that very same hospital, unaware that his wife and son are just meters away. As Lucas wanders outside, defeated and hopeless, He sees his father walking away from the hospital. He runs. He screams his name, but his father can't hear him over the noise of the world. But in that exact moment, his two little brothers, waiting in a truck parked right there by pure impossible chance, hear his shouts. They scream his name back. In an unforgettable moment, the family collides.
Henry hears them. He turns. They run into each other's arms in a powerful, tear-filled embrace that defies all logic and despair. They rush inside and find Maria just as she's being taken into the operating room. The family, against all odds, is whole again. Miraculously, Maria's surgery is a success. The entire family is airlifted to safety. As their plane flies over the ravaged landscape, they look down at the devastation, still in shock, but bound together by a gratefulness so profound it hurts. The film ends as Maria weeps silently, not from pain, but from the overwhelming, earth-shattering realization that when you face losing everything, the only thing that truly matters is the love of your family.